just start the show, okay? Let's start the show. And it is Inane Blather. The first episode of 2023, and it's episode 24. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant, as we all say here on the left.
Yes.
but yeah, episode 24, brought to you by Molten
Dunkin'
Boron
Donuts.
and also
headstrong, stubborn, quibbling, self-centered, vindictive, obnoxious, hormonal, sexually preoccupied, evil, thieving, cross-dressing jerks.
yes, they are sponsors of the show.
Yeah,
And,
finally.
Yeah, they're sponsors of the show, and they also run the show. It's a very, it's it's very owning the means of production.
Yeah.
It's organic. Okay,
Is the chicken organic?
So, how are you feeling this January 2023? I keep wanting to say 2024. I'm already skipping ahead, but
Like, la-da-da-da-da, skipping.
yeah, exactly. I always feel like skipping ahead, especially when I have my pigtails in, but
It's just so cute the way they swing.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's cute, but it just very much motivates one to skip.
Yeah.
That's all. So I wouldn't say it's cute, but it's cute. But how are you doing, and how is the weather?
The weather has been really nice the last couple of days. It's been sunny, and like a nice, how it should be over here, kind of temperate. Winters, we don't have any snow anymore. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Temperate.
This is a temperate climb.
Temprit. Temperate.
Exactly. What
Yeah.
are you, an English major?
From England.
Oh.
Yes, exactly. You can tell from my accent, but it's been really temperate. So in other words, boring, right? So, but
Yeah, it's been really nice. It's a great day. I had my first singing lesson of the year. I'm excited about that. Been getting better and better. Singing. I had a great time at a New Year's party I went to. Got my office all set up with my new computer, my new microphone, and my leftist propaganda on the wall that says if it was about babies, we would have excellent and free maternal health care. Kelsey made that for a rally we went to, and a lot of people came up and were like, that's a really good sign. Like, a couple people wanted to take a picture of her with it.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
And then some other people came up and they just said,
"Oh, how I wish I could believe or understand that."
yeah, at least that's what I thought as soon as I saw it. But I saw a picture of that on the wall. I was like, oh, that must have been from a rally of some sort.
Mm-hmm. It was the women's March rally. It was for after Roe versus
Oh, it was
Wade
in March. Okay.
and blah, blah, blah.
It was the rally that you had in March. I see. It was the March rally.
Yeah, no, I got it. I really
Anyway,
hope
no.
that doesn't. I hope my microphone really, like, the noise gate is on, because I just farted.
Oh, I was going to say, because
And
it would just like pick up how dead silent that was for a second. Yeah, I got it.
No,
Yeah.
it would have been kind of perfect, actually.
Pushing the noise gate to the limit and just farting for 60 minutes straight. That's how we do it here on Inane Blather.
That's on Portlandia, where they go to like a vegan restaurant or whatever, and they finish their meal and they're like, I'm a bit gassy. And they're like, just trying to have a conversation. He's like, and I'm farting. And so anyways, Bill was like, and I'm still farting, and I'm blah, 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 blah. And then stops talking. He's like, I was farting the whole time you were talking. And the waitress comes up and is like, so we're having some complaints from the other customers. We actually have an area, a patio out back if you need to, if you have gas. And so they go out back and people are out there just farting from these leafy greens and all these veggies and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, oh, that's so nice. And this one woman comes up and is like, she farts and she leaves. And Carrie is like, what is that, mustard seed?
Yep, that's vegans for you.
But I will say, Kelsey had a really funny thing to say about fart jokes. She said, they're the low-hanging musical fruit of comedy.
Ooh,
and
man, that's good.
That's really funny.
Yeah. I
so,
like
too.
it. I'm going to
It was
tell
one of those
people
where she
that
said
I
it-
came up with that.
Yeah, that's such a good idea. I had it. She said it, and there was other people around, and we kind of didn't hear, so she had to say it again. That's how good of a joke it was. It was like, this needs to be heard, because that's pretty good.
Because she's saying what needs to be said. That's
Yeah,
the
she's
power
a truth teller,
of free
you know.
speech. Exactly. Exactly.
She's a regular Ben Chapeno.
Don't quote me on that, though.
I wish I knew my soundboard a little
Mental
better.
illness is when you're right wing.
Because I was going to do like some applause or something, but I'm like, do I have it under clapping? Do I have it under applause? I have it under...
Get your shit together, Doug.
I don't even have any applause
all
on this
your
soundboard.
shit-
What am I thinking? I just
Why
have
would you ever
people-
need that for
Yeah,
us?
exactly. Yeah, I have laughs.
And booze.
That's what it is.
You little poopy bitch.
But yeah, well, the weather here is just winter. It's just cold, not as cold as it had been. It kind of snowed a little bit today. Nothing really stuck. Didn't stick. It didn't stuck. And yeah,
huh?
it's just gonna be in the 30s and gray and cold and kind of wet. And I love it. I just love it. I love how
It was 50 degrees here today.
I love how it's not depressing at all. Having just a lot of darkness, a lack
At least
of
if you get
heat.
snow. Snow helps with the brightness, though. Seriously, like, we don't have any snow
Well,
anymore.
we didn't get
and
any of that.
outside.
It's just
Oof,
little
it's
flakes
dark
come
now.
down and they disappear as
Yeah.
soon as they hit the ground. So
Well, we're just about to
But-
head into some rainy weather for like 10 days, so it can get pretty
Yeah.
gloomy around
Oof.
these parts. I like the
I-
rain personally, but we have like our home has a lot of bright colors inside,
Mm-hmm.
so it's nice. You know, it's very cheerful and bright regardless of the weather, which is a nice thing to have. I know Kelsey really struggles with
what are you
like
trying to
seasonal
say?
depression.
What are you trying to say?
That your home looks like shit, like a big brown poop.
You call it cozy.
What do
I
you want me
call
to
it
say, Doug? How many times do I have to go through
horrifying.
this?
Yeah, exactly. Get some color in your life.
Oh wait, you're colorblind.
Yeah, idiot.
You're gonna pull that card again.
Freaking idiot. Yeah.
No, your house is cozy.
Uh-huh.
I think.
Anarchists should not be allowed to have children.
Yeah. That's yeah, because something about your whole house is already like a nursery or something like that. But
There's something there.
I just hate it. I don't know. I would love to start this year fresh. I really just coasted into the end of 2022 running on fumes is how I felt. It was just
Yeah, I barely even got you a Christmas present, so
yeah, that's
I
probably
feel
what. That's probably why. That's why my whole year was
Yeah.
ruined. I was waiting for Natalie's wonderful Christmas present. No,
Mm-hmm.
no, my gifts and everything were fantastic, and people love me. People love me, but
can't help it.
no, but no, I even thought of exactly that. I think I tweeted it out. Saying
Quote.
I am though because it's like God. I can't help it. Sometimes the winter, it's just sucks. I hate it. It's just depressing. I don't get it. I don't know
called
what it is.
seasonal
Yeah, I
depression.
mean, that, yeah, exactly. But I even thought too. I said I'm so lucky that I do love my family and friends, and I have good people around me, and that is an aspect of the holiday season that you can latch onto. Being an atheist or whatever you might be. It's like there's always that. Well, I love,
yeah.
I love the family gatherings or congregating with friends and stuff because you can always go to that for these winter holidays, no matter how you're celebrating them. And I just said, I'm so lucky. I love my family and friends and that aspect of the holidays, and that these holidays happen in the winter. Because without this stuff, without these holidays, the season is so depressing, I would blankety blank.
Yeah, well, that's because you can blame that again on capitalism, because it is a season for like really chilling. Like humans, we wouldn't be like wasting fuel on keeping fires lit and lights on. We'd go to bed early, we'd sleep in late, we'd kind of just conserve energy. It's cold, it's dark, you can't get much done. You can't you're like using your stored up food that you would have collected, so you don't have to be like hunting and gathering and all this kind of stuff, because it's really hard in the winter time. Yeah. One of my friends, she's like, she doesn't make New Year's resolutions at this time. She waits till spring. Like, she's like, right now is a time for rest. And I'm like, yeah, that's definitely like when the earth is renewing, it's like a really good opportunity for reflection and blah, 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 and growth. Like, literally like plants growing and stuff. And it does feel like, I know. I was like, I get it. You're cool.
So smart. No, yeah, that's...
I know.
Of course.
Actually, it's funny that you brought up having good people around you. Today, I wrote down in my notes that because, humans don't exist within a vacuum. We are products
we have to have
of our
atmosphere.
relationships with other people. Yeah. And atmosphere, like a vibe. We... exist
that restaurant
based
that I
off
was
of our
at.
interactions.
This lack of atmosphere literally killed me. Humans cannot exist in a vacuum.
There was no
and this restaurant
oxygen.
was the case in point. Yeah, but yeah.
But I was like, you need to surround yourself with good people, because you see yourself reflected in like the people around you. Like how they see you is how you can see yourself too, because that is how we get like a view of ourselves, is by the way like other people treat us and our interactions, like because we don't exist in a vacuum. And that's how humans talk about it in philosophy too, because there's like, I think therefore I am is Descartes, and it's like what an incredibly privileged position to be able to lock yourself away and like be philosophizing like this as a rich white man or whatever. And then there's, I think it's Audre Lorde, who was like, I know for sure that other people exist, because she was a gay black woman in the 70s or whatever. And she's like, because of my experiences of how other people treat me, like you can't like disconnect yourself from that. And so I was just thinking about having really good friends and family and people who love and support you and accept you and all that kind of stuff helps you see yourself better, because if you're surrounded by assholes, which is what I've realized for a lot of my life, I've been surrounded. Nice. Or but definitely. And you think that you stink like an asshole.
It's very cringe when you do that.
Yeah. But no, yeah, that's true.
So,
you can't, with the way that other people can treat you, that can't come from just your own mind kind of thing. Yeah. No, there's something
unless you can
there.
totally isolate yourself from
Interesting.
society, which is only possible if you have this kind of the ability to do so. But
Which means that there would be a
Philosophy Tube has
society to proactively isolate
exclude yourself from. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Which I can understand the point of I think therefore I am, which is like it is the only true thing really that you can. It's like that couldn't be manipulated by something else. I understand that I have consciousness because I am thinking these thoughts, and I can trust that to be true because that is a wholly like individual experience, know, like your own consciousness. But yeah, that episode of Philosophy Tube is really interesting. She talks about a book that woman wrote, and it was Philosophy Tube's trans coming out story episode. I would recommend everyone watch it. It brought me to tears. It's very beautiful, really moving,
pronounced tears.
and thoughtful.
You tear a
Tears.
piece of
Oh, yeah.
paper, but you
Brought
cry
me to
tears.
lacerations.
Yeah. I am torn. See, exactly. It's an emotion. Well, in other words, Descartes.
So emotional.
Descartes was a goofball. All right, he's just a goofball.
Descartes
So,
can suck me from the back.
I wrote down in my notes, it's time to start calling people goofballs. I like it. I like the
Goofballs
sound.
and
of-
bozos.
You're a fucking goofball, all right? Stop goofing around, goofball. Yeah,
You know
maybe
what?
that won't
Someone
catch
asked
on.
me when I was in South Carolina, one of my friends, she's black, and she was like, what do white people mean when they say farting around? And I was like, it's like goofing off, like fucking around, you know, is what it means.
Yeah.
But it's like goofing off, and she's like,
Yeah.
white people.
Man, I bet, yeah, because fucking around probably came about first, and then farting around fills in for that, do you think?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Thanks a lot,
okay.
Puritans.
I never really thought about that.
These
yeah,
people
quit
are
farting
sick.
around.
Yeah, I'm not good on my soundboard, but you're really filling it in right here.
Suck my dick, idiot.
Thanks a lot, Puritans.
But
Yeah, I've got it memorized.
man, I have stuff written down here, but it's like before we were even recording, I was just like, I'm tired. I'm tired of dealing with leftists. I
Politics?
swear.
What did you
No,
say?
Twitter leftists. But like because of the current discourse that is, it's I don't get upset because of people having different takes on these issues. It's how this all comes about on Twitter. When anything that is worth a discussion where people can have different takes on it, how it just tears a fucking hole in the fabric of online left space-time and
tears
suddenly
a
lines
hole.
Yes, that's right. I'm sorry. It tears I cry tears of sadness as the online left is torn. Darn it.
Tearing itself apart?
Is tearing itself apart. Yeah. And there were just already a couple things that I'd written down for like different discussions, but the current discourse going on, I've been thinking about it so much, and I wanted your take, and especially because I kind of felt like I have an idea of your take, but now I don't even want to talk about it because it's like, so someone
Discourse surrounding what?
surrounding like someone had tweeted. Now, the way that he worded it wasn't great, I don't think, but he's saying the reason so many young men fall down the alt-right to fash pipeline through like right-wing self-help stuff is because online leftists just give brain-dead advice or none at all or something like that. And people just hated it. And I mean, on other people, I was like, yes, exactly. I've been saying stuff like this. We've all been saying stuff like this. You have to feel for these poor idiots that become incels and stuff. Yeah, all these goofballs, because we're not there for them in a way. But then, of course, immediately people are like, we don't have to coddle these privileged white men. They have the power, and this whole back and forth from this one person. Oh man, it's all in my Twitter, but it's like where it's like they've made that choice. They've made the choice to go down these. You make a choice to adopt these ideologies and stuff like that. Then it's like, what? Then what? I thought we were critiques of systemic issues. You know, I even said it's like, so what about the people? What about are you just giving like personal responsibility conservative bullshit when we're talking about high crime resulting from systemic inequalities too? All those people just made their choice. Like they deserve to be criminals or something like that. It's like, but no one, it makes me sound like a total reactionary dipshit, because then it's like, you're seriously showing off right now, all these online leftists, like you truly, it's not even that you don't care, but you abhor the idea of uplifting or having any sort of compassion and empathy for white men. And it's just true. And it's like, I don't want to say something like that. It sounds like Jordan Peterson, you know? But it's just like,
but it
there's
seems
a
true to
vacuum
me.
here. There's a vacuum here where it's like, sure, people make these bad decisions, but teenage boys, like, that are falling down this, you know, and picking up
Those
people
are
like
children.
Andrew Tate or like Steven Crowder, or especially like Jordan Peterson. These things where it's like you're feeling like, you know, you already have issues with self-esteem, with insecurities, right? And the only people... the easiest way to get propagandized into this stuff is what the right wing does, because then it's like, no, because the world is going wrong. It's not you. Like, the world is going wrong. No one likes real masculinity, yada, yada, yada. Like, it's so easy to get people into this right wing thing. And the back and forth, I had like one of my favorite follows say that I suck today. And I was like, I don't think it's not. Just because,
That's because
I
Twitter
halfway
is not a
defend
good place for that
Vosh-
kind of discourse.
Yeah, just because I halfway defend Vosh for one thing when he was arguing with an insane radfem person saying this type of crap. Like, now I suck? I'm a misogynist now? Like, it's like...
What I would say to these
I can't even
people-
explain it all, because I know that it's like, none of you are trying to extend empathy to all. Like... There's
these boys, like, okay, so do these leftists have any sort of empathy for like people who become ISIS fighters? Like, do they have any empathy for these people of color that become gang members in the United States? I would say yes, they would. And you know, it is because these young men are white, something that they don't have
because of the
control over,
intersectionality
that-
of it. Yeah, sure, maybe you have
Yes, like
societal
that's-
power in this huge group when you're looking at systems, but that's not what makes you turn
but these are especially because these are like teenage boys, which, you know what that means? That these are children that you are shitting on. You're saying that children should know better, and I think that that's just a really fucking stupid take. Like, just genuinely, like, how would they know better? And then once you start that in like formative years, that is a lot of unlearning to do. Even if you're not going down this right-wing pipeline, there's a lot of unlearning for men and women, though our lived experience is obviously a lot different, so women can see misogyny a lot more easily because we experience it constantly, but men don't really have it's not very intuitive to them, because that is the structure of our entire society and like Western civilization, or whatever you want to call. So there's a lot of unlearning to do if you're like relatively like a default American. There's a lot of misinformation and propaganda that you have to unlearn. And then if you're young and start going down these pipelines with these like authority figures like Jordan Peterson that seem like they know what they're fucking talking about. Yeah, I just don't.
Because they do.
I definitely
He's smart. He's
believe
very
that
smart.
as a radical feminist,
LOL.
oh yeah, that's true. That I have a lot more compassion
LMFAO.
for these poor these poor young men than a lot of people do. I mean, like, even men in their 20s, because it starts young. And that's, and I don't know how many times I have to say this, like about leftists, where it's like, okay, so you understand the systemic problems and you're still going to blame people for being a victim of these systems.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they're doing. They're victim blaming these people that have their victims in a different way, for sure, than women or people of color or whatever. But still, it's like, this is the whole fucking, not the whole problem, but a big part of this problem of like the patriarchy.
And it really shows, it's just emblematic of this problem that like we've been complaining about, and then I complain about, that it like is related to things that I had already written down like in my notes and stuff, where it's like, how are you making this any leftist movement appealing to people? Why, like, even if it's maybe subconsciously, maybe consciously with some people, like, being so gatekeepy. Like it's like you don't want other people on our side. Like, and that's a big problem. But like all of these things where
it
the
seems like they just want someone to hate.
Yeah, where it's like, you know what? Let's not even argue about the ins and outs of it because I'd like to. It's great to have these discussions within the huge bubble of the online left or whatever it is. If we were actually doing it to try to learn things or discuss things. Instead, we can't do that normally. So the aesthetics are just so bad that it's like you have to kind of think politically here too, because if all you care about is just being right, even if you are right, it doesn't fucking matter. That's just narcissism. Like, you have to think like in terms of progress. Overall, progress is more than just you being right on Twitter, you know? And like And
especially being exclusionary to white men.
Yeah,
that's like a
it's like
gigantic
people-
portion of the
you
population.
complain about all the power that they have. It's like, so well, then maybe we should be trying to change their minds, you know? It's like, come
Yeah.
on. I mean, that's, you know, you can at least, I don't know. But that's just another example, I think, because I remember seeing the original tweet in my feed and like just the quick reading, like, yep, exactly. It just kind of said something that I assume many people think about. And of course, what ruined it all is Vosh responding and saying, this is so true and stuff. So then, of course, on top of the fact that some people have an immediate aversion to extending any compassion to those with privilege, right? Even though it's like, hey, you know, we should be including the entire working class in any of our movements, no matter what, and trying to divert as many young people away from fascism as possible. Like, that's a big fucking duh from me. But maybe you have an aversion to this idea, or you honestly just immediately feel defensive. All these left-wing activists saying, like, what do they mean? Like, what kind of bad advice are we giving out? Or people claim that the left is giving no advice to young men. It's like, stop, like, denying it. We have a problem here, okay?
You guys are
It's
being
like,
hateful about someone
so
saying
many-
that they need better advice.
It's
so
like, why do
what
you
does that
think?
say?
Yeah, and it's like, why do you think so much of the online left, in terms of if you're looking at like white men, especially, I mean, because that's what makes up the alt-right groups and stuff. So much of the online left is people that have converted back from being right-wingers. That means that they were lost to the right wing the first time through. Okay, that's our problem, right? And like,
Yeah.
but either way, you just compound that with people who hate Vosh. He's like the most hated leftist. People constantly talk about how I don't even know why he's considered a leftist. He's a blah, 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 blah. It's like, I don't know.
He's a what?
He's a transphobe. He's a sexist. He's a misogynist. He is a pedophile, everything. Because, yeah, it's insane. And it's like, you know what? I don't even want to argue about that stuff because all I know is that I've watched him for a good year and a half now. I've never seen anything to support that. He's said some very spicy things in debates because he's an asshole who wins debates like that, you know? I don't care. Like, he promotes progressivism. He, especially to younger people and neurodivergent people like himself, and promotes the democratization of the workplace. So fuck off with whatever made up shit you want to do. Anyway, see, now I'm already getting mad and I can't even like explain it right because I don't have all this lined up because it's just been racing through the online discourse, especially today because Vosh went on The Young Turks with Anna Kasparian to talk about this type of stuff, which turned up the heat even more. And even Big Joel, he put out a video about it, about this exact tweet that started off all this crap. So lucky you for not being there. But it makes me even more mad that it's like, this was such a legitimate discussion in the first place. Like, and now it's bullshit. Like, it makes me so disappointed.
Especially with, like, leftists, it's like, aren't we, like, legit? Isn't the whole thing about it, like, kind of working together?
No.
Isn't, like, the whole, like, kind of the ideology is, like, about, like, community and, like, people going to, like, being, like, socialists or communists or whatever. It's, like, the foundation of that is, like, a society where you're not exclusionary or whatever. And it's really, like... So if you don't allow these people in leftist spaces and you just hate on them and make them feel fucking stupid and defensive, so they'll go where to have a discussion? Oh, that's right. They'll go to, like, the right wing.
Yeah. Or nowhere. And you just lost someone to just
or nowhere,
liberalism.
and they'll be apathetic.
Yeah. And to just the status quo at the best.
And just... You can't teach people that way. You can't. Like, the leftists should be full of, like, teachers and, like, all these people that are really educated and all this kind of stuff, and should know that if people are feeling stupid or humiliated or whatever, your defenses go up and you, like, can't learn. Like, that's just science. So the left seems, I mean, well, whatever. That's what Carlos Maza, I remember he said in one of his videos, it was like, because he made a joke that was like, whatever, you know, like about someone's sexuality. And he's like, no, can't be doing that because when they go low, we go die. And that's why the left never wins.
Yeah.
Like, because like people like Vosh and whatever. And I guess I just don't really understand the left, like people saying spicy things or whatever. It's like, isn't that kind of cool to have someone on the left, like having some passion for something and not rather, you know, than just being this dry, overly educated, frankly, I mean, or just, you know, expecting things that are just not possible too without this gigantic foundation of knowledge about intersectionality and blah, 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 blah. And someone like Vosh maybe could cut through that with some very pointed and direct criticisms of whatever you're talking about, the spicy things that he's saying. It seems like it would be.
Yeah, that's the thing. Not everyone's going out using the coconut
instead
island
of just
analogy. Like, you know, he is. Not everyone. It's like,
that's
oh, it always turns to the
people
child
don't
porn argument. It's like, yeah, because that's, you could do that to make people look like fucking fools when they're libertarians, stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, I mean, him in particular. But it extends out. People hate Hassan too for a lot of the same shit, and like it's immediate. There's the reactions that are immediate cancel culture type reactions where it's like, I can't believe anyone would agree with Vosh. He's a blank and blank and blank. Or I can't believe anyone would agree with Hassan. He fucked a 19-year-old when he was 24. That comes up all the time. It's so stupid. What? Or he visited a brothel. That's another one. And like, it's like, are you just, do you just not care about what these people are saying or not?
Wait, like, why would it matter if he visited a brothel? You know what I mean? A place where sex work is like safe.
Because then supposedly it got raided later, and even though it was raided because they'd been cheating on their taxes, it doesn't matter. I mean, plus there are very sex work negative people in the left too. I mean, that's just a different opinion. But then to cast out these people, you know, it's just be like, you know what? Fine, you guys. How about you turned me at 34 years old into a reactionary because I see you attacking Vosh and Hassan. It means the left hates white people. All right, and I'm gonna.
And what you want, what you really want, is to push Hassan and Vosh out of leftist spaces, and maybe, you know, they don't touch grass very often. They could be indoctrinated. I think about Hassan often and like how you could get really fed up with leftists and stuff, and not like become a Nazi necessarily, but
then let someone cut you a check for $1 million.
Things.
Yeah. And it's like...
well, and when you're getting a lot of hate from the people that are supposed to be supporting you and all of that, it really can make you wonder about, like, what you really believe in and all that. And so it's like, okay, so you want Vosh and Hassan on the right wing. You want them to be mobilizing these young men and to be speaking to them. So that's what you prefer.
These
Is that
people,
what you
those
guys
type
want?
of
Because
people,
you think that they're right wing reactionaries.
yeah, they think they already are on the right wing. They call Vosh a right winger all the time. You know, it's like just because he supports like Ukraine or something. You know, and it's like I don't know. It's like at the very least, some of these people at the forefront, even if you don't like them. Like, you don't have to like them at all. You don't have to watch them.
Not everyone is
you don't
for
have
everyone.
to agree with them. But it's like, who else? Like, who's your favorite streamer? Are they going and like having a debate with Charlie Kirk on the Charlie Kirk show? No. Are they on Tim Pool's show talking to people? No. Like, you know, or you hate Kyle Kalinske or something. All these guys. I'm just naming off white guys, but it's like, you know what? That just goes to show it's like this is an ongoing thing. Yes, white men have the intersectional power in our society, so let's fucking do something with it. And there are white men who stand for and advocate for marginalized groups, and people like Vosh and Hassan and whoever else, like. Just to turn around and call them transphobes or something, like, it just makes me fucking sick. But let's change it. Let's change this because, well, I mean, because
everyone is stupid except me.
But, and really because
Doug he's the real deal.
And it's just been pissing me off like all day. You'll get caught up on it because it'll come up with people that you watch too. And like I said, Big Joel even brought up this tweet and talked about it. It was really funny. Vosh, I only knew because Vosh was reacting to his thing, and he was
to Big Joel.
Yeah, and he was just like, and he's like, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be nice to Big Joel. I like Joel. I like him a lot. He's like, I'm not going to handle him with kid gloves. I'm going to put these gloves on. I'm going to dip the gloves in this wax. And then the wax is going to be coated in lotion. I'm going to put it in those cotton candy machines. And stuff. He's like, because I love him. He's like, maybe I'll agree with him. Maybe I won't. But I'm definitely going to handle him very nicely. And he played, he's like, this is all for a 6-minute video. I was just listening to it on the way here. But anyway, one thing that kind of I feel like in retrospect was beginning the catalyst of this, and what I first wrote down, I even wrote down, this discourse has already happened on the Bird app, okay? But, Natalie, is Greta Thunberg saying that Andrew Tate has small dick energy, is that body shaming?
Oh my God.
That was very big for a couple days. I could not.
Yeah, except for it's not very big. That's the whole problem.
Oh
God!
No, I didn't know what to press right there.
It would be
okay, Natalie.
It would be body shaming if it was punching down. He's like got millions of followers, blah, 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 blah. And also, why are people so afraid of body shaming? It's like, so would you be offended if I said Hitler's got a little dick? You'd stick up for Hitler because I said he has small dick energy?
Yes.
And Putin and Trump?
Yes.
All of these, because that's exactly what it is. And I swear to God, I could prove it to these leftists. I'd be like, I've slept with so many men.
Natalie,
and let me
but
tell
the
you
thing
what,
is, they're saying
the cruelest.
That's making people with small dicks, it means that it's bad. Right? So all of these people who are good
guys
people,
with small dicks. No. That's because these leftists don't sleep with people. They don't know. They don't sleep with enough people to know that guys with small dicks that know they have small dicks and don't mind and like have a personality outside of just hating the world because they have a small dick. Those guys don't have small dick energy, regardless of the size of their penis. Like legitimately, it's something internal to someone who has internalized, and of course there's all this kind of stuff of men and big dicks and whatever.
The energy change is because of body shaming. Yeah, in general, like the fact that we're already starting out the gates with small dicks are a negative thing, right? And that big dick energy, is because big dicks are a good thing or whatever. But that's kind of beside the point that you're making. Yeah, you're like, okay, whatever.
I mean, yeah, but it really is. It's like these men, seriously, like Putin, Trump, Andrew Tate, like these guys, that's what small dick energy is. It's That's what it is.
Dennis
They're just
Prager.
mad at the world
Dennis
because they
Prager's
have
got a
something.
hog.
Oh my
He's
God.
got a hog
I bet
on
he's
him.
got a thumb.
I need to see a dick.
He's got a
Yeah, I
hard
don't
ass
think
thumb.
it's body shaming. And honestly, it's like, that guys, that's what we're worried about right now. We're talking about a man who said females are barely sentient. And we can't throw any shade at him. We should just be like, okay, we'll just handle this and say, no, actually, females have the same kind of brains that men do because evolutionarily, blah, 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 blah. I'm sure he's really going to listen to that. That's really going to bring him in. He's like beyond saving, I think. He's just like oh man, what a trash human being he is. So, I mean, if you're going to take that personally, like the small dick energy or whatever, you were probably already feeling that way before. And guys with smaller dicks that don't feel that way, they're not going to be offended. In a perfect society, sure, we wouldn't say anything about anyone's bodies ever, and no one would feel negative and blah, 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 blah. But obviously we're not there because Andrew Tate exists.
Yeah.
So I think that having a little fun at the expense of like horrific monsters is a nice way to not fucking kill yourself.
Yeah. That's
Because if it weren't for that, being able to make a joke or two, I think we'd all be dead.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like
Hopefully.
then we just start coming back to like the topic of, can we not make jokes? Can we not do anything without you being offended? And unfortunately for us on the left, the right wing, the reactionaries, they've got a grip on that talking point no matter what. You will sound like a reactionary no matter what. That's what in the previously mentioned discourse, someone that I love dearly in terms of Twitter, complaining about Vosh because when he was arguing with some rad femme crazy lunatic, I don't know, about this entire issue about having any sort of compassion for young men in order to not fall down the right-wing pipeline, yada yada, and it's an insult. It's rude, but he was like, geez, is this what they mean when they say that women are hysterical, is what he said to her, which I think is kind of funny. I mean, because it's a joke that's misogynist and it's a joke about misogyny. But
yeah, like the word hysterical.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
I mean, yeah, no, he knows what that is. And like,
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what she's like, no, that's just misogyny. I was, or whatever. I'm like, well, I mean, it's a joke. I mean, that's pretty obvious, although it's not a good look to, do a misogynist joke in a discussion about feminism. And she's like, no, it's not a joke. That's how it is. He's misogynist and you suck. And I was like, dang. And I was like, well, I don't though. And we agree on almost everything else. And she says, I don't think misogyny is an important topic to disagree on. I'm like, and I think misogyny is bad too. But what's the point? What's the point of this conversation here? And it just goes back to like that stranglehold of wanting to that the right has on us because we want to be compassionate. We don't want to tear people down, but you literally cannot have any sort of cohesive movement of trying to bring people up while you're worried about stepping on the toes of pieces of shit, right? And that's, I just don't think it's possible. I mean, sure, we want Nazis to have health care, but I don't care about how they feel when I'm giving it to them, whether they want it or not, And like, it's like
healthcare, you mean?
Yeah, I want people to have whatever it might be. Fuck them. Literally. No,
I was saying you don't care when I'm giving it to them.
I know, that's what I was saying. Fuck them, literally. Yeah. No, but I love those little fucking haircuts. No. But,
I love their outfits.
And those Hugo
like
Boss, yeah. No, but it's like I was trying to piece it together in my head because it's all coming back to the same like issues
What I
here
think-
is that
okay.
like I want to make sure everyone can get the material conditions that they need, the material things in life that they need and want. And that is the primary concern. And people's feelings are secondary, if not tertiary, to that, because it's just not
tertiary.
going to work. Okay? And Twitter
people's feelings
proves
sometimes
that.
are not. I mean,
Because facts don't care about
feelings-
your feelings. That's why.
because people's like opinions and stuff and feelings about things are not even like reactionary feelings anyways, are not really how they feel. Like this person that you're saying that's like, I think misogyny is a pretty important thing.
She's
to
an anarcho-communist.
whatever. And so it's like so okay, so what you're saying is you think that I think misogyny is a good thing, that you think we disagree about misogyny being a bad thing, rather than we're disagreeing about what we understood this person to be saying. He or she, whoever, is straight up saying that, no, we disagree about misogyny, like that, as if you're like, yeah, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
That's how that comes off. That's what
Or
I
even
get out of
just
that
that
discussion.
it's
It's like,
okay. And it's like, no, actual misogyny is not okay. Jokes are. You know what? And it's like,
because you know what jokes
and
are
an
for?
insult-
Is for people to laugh about something that's not fucking funny, because if we didn't, we'd fucking kill ourselves. Like, legitimately. That's what a lot of these, it's like a release valve. Yes, because otherwise, what are we supposed to do? Just be like all the time at this fucking high, like red alert level, like of just like I'm gonna have a heart attack all the time about how horrible it is. I can't ever release some pressure by making fun of like some radical anti-feminist who says that women are objects. That's not okay for me to want to make a joke about, because these people don't understand what humor is for. Like, they don't understand, like, is chicken organic? No, like, it just
is the misogyny organic? No, or is it, or is it a pointed
Societal.
use, in an insult? And that's why, and even just, I'm using a catch-all of jokes, but I was thinking of that earlier too, where it's like, I mean, an insult is a joke. You know what I mean? An insult, when you're trying to insult someone, like
joke.
Vosh was doing to and your life is an insult to the human race. No respect, but
I hope you get ass cancer and die, you son of a bitch.
it's I was thinking that earlier. It's like maybe everyone just knows this. I just hadn't really thought about it, but it's like, yeah, because if you're in an argument and you insult someone, it's built on the same premise as like a joke. It's not meant to convey like real information. I mean, if you're just saying true things, like it's not a joke, I mean, then it's not an insult. If someone if you're saying something that's true about the other person, that's not an insult. You're just calling
just
out
the
the
facts.
truth. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But
Well, wait. You know what I think is great? To be fine.
yeah, I agree. It is great to be fine. I wish I could be fine right now, but because it would feel really great. Well, let me
Be fine.
Sorry that I'm really taking over today, but I'm running in the red, Natalie. I'm running in the red today.
You got to make some jokes. That's what I mean.
Yeah, maybe I
gotta
do.
release valve.
And one funny, I just realized that so much of this is just all coming back to the same thing, really, about the
Capitalism.
same broad point about the problems that the left, especially the online left, have in their appeal because when we're discussing differing opinions, we're so bad at it. Like, god damn, what the fuck is wrong with
Yeah.
us? Like,
And
anyway.
that really plays into the right wing's like idea of what leftists look like.
Yeah.
Is that we're asking for
Condescending.
perfection at all times, and
Circular
in a
firing
when it's like-
squad.
because they just want to jump like 200 years in the future when we've already done the work to like deprogram,
Yeah.
propagandize or whatever
Lobotomize.
these people. It's like we're not there yet.
Physically
Yeah.
lobotomize. I'm
That'd
done.
probably be easiest.
I'm done with these
Yeah.
discussions. It's time for re-education camps
Yeah.
and forced lobotomies. No, but
Yeah.
well, one thing that I wrote down that, but it plays into our discussions of masculinity today. Okay, because we've already talked about young men and the alt-right and penis sizes. But you know, it's kind of funny, like. And it's one thing that I thought, it's like, man, I can't really complain because literally everyone has it worse. I'm a man, okay? But it's funny
Not
that
everyone. Yeah.
where did I write this? Oh, of course, as a man in a man's world, it's a small complaint. But it's funny how growing a mustache seems to give people carte blanche to negatively comment on your appearance for some reason. They just feel like everyone seems to feel like I grow a mustache for you to comment on. I don't understand it. Why is that? Like, and that there are things that it made me think of, like, man, there are things that women do too, where it's just like, why the fuck? No one asked you for your input, bitch. Like,
Exactly.
And now I'm like,
It's
wow,
like-
I have a peek into that feeling, into that
Yes.
world by growing a mustache. I saw a guy that I haven't seen him in like 2 years. And saw him at Walmart, and he's like, hey, how you been? And he's like, oh, geez, I didn't recognize you, that thing on your face. And I was like, what, mustache? What, you don't like it? He's like, no. He's like, no, it looks bad.
I like your mustache. It looks good.
but-
He's wrong.
But it's just like, and I don't care. I've had enough people tell me, no, it looks stupid. I've had people tell me to my face, it looks stupid. And I'm just like, man, it kind of, who asked you?
Yeah.
Like,
And imagine
and
if
it's
the
like,
reaction wasn't
if you're wearing
just that it
makeup
looks
as
stupid.
a woman, like, ew, what'd you do? It's like, what the fuck?
No.
You know?
A lot of times it's that they say things like, wow, I wish I could just bend you over
Ew.
and whatever.
Yeah,
and
the
it's like,
opposite way.
cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. You want to take away my bodily autonomy because of
Because I
the
put
outfit
some makeup
I chose.
on. Yeah.
And because I'm just hot. Like that. Yeah, that's what I think I said before, like about catcalling, like why women, like we like it from women, compliments where women are straight up like, oh my God, your ass looks incredible. Your
Yeah.
boobs and like really pretty, like, you know, like some compliments there. And it feels like, thank you.
Yeah.
And
From a
men
guy, it's like, ugh.
catcalling and stuff because women, yeah, because it's like women and gay men and enlightened men or whatever say things because they appreciate you. Like they're saying that I love that for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then gross men are like, I love that for me. Like that, this whole thing, everything you've done is for me.
Well,
You
with the
are
mustache, people are just
something in
saying,
my
I hate
world.
that for you. And I loathe it for me.
Yeah, and I'm surprised. That's really, yeah, that is an interesting insight into sort of a peek into the world of women
Yeah.
where our looks are something that get commented on all the time.
Yeah.
Like it's, you know, it can be nice, like where it's like, I mean, you look nice and blah, 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 but just an awareness of how you look all the time, everywhere you go, and people thinking that whatever it is about the way that you look, you know, good or bad or whatever, it's just an awareness that people are taking your looks and making that a part of like who you are, like very, it's like indistinguishable
should be like,
from that, like
"You
that
don't
mustache.
know
It's like,
I should get that
yeah,
on the soundboard.
it is a. It's an interesting way to live your life, being aware of people, like being aware of your looks.
Yeah.
Of other people being aware
Yeah,
of your
just
looks. And feeling so comfortable to comment on
Yes.
something like that. That's like, yeah, thanks. Or like when women don't wear makeup. What, are you sick? Are you tired?
God.
Or whatever. You
Are
look
you tired,
whatever.
Lisa?
It's like,
you look
thanks.
tired. Yeah. Well, anyone
Definitely
complains about my
happens.
mustache, I'm like,
Sounds like you're pretty into this, buddy.
yeah, that's what I should say. But yeah, it's just funny. It's not.
Yeah,
the,
you say, take
it's
it
not
for a
whether
ride.
someone likes it or not. That's like beside the point. You know, it's like the fact
It's
that
that
you
they're
feel
commenting on it in the first
the
place.
need to comment on it when nobody asked.
like that you're so entitled to your opinion about everything, including my own choices with my own body.
Yeah.
Like that you can just comment on
Yeah.
that. Okay, so
Yeah, or getting tattoos or something.
mean,
People are like,
where-
ugh, I hate
where
it
do
when
you get
people get
off?
tattoos. Ew, why did you do that? Bitch, shut up. Like, what? Man,
Yeah.
women get that a lot. And
You
it's like,
don't
ew,
have-
why did she do that? Why did she ruin herself with that? Or something that's like, what?
when
Shit
women
for her, not
get,
you.
When women get fit and they'll have like before and after pictures, so many people are like, oh, you look better before.
Yeah.
You look better before. You don't need to be all strong and stuff. And it's like, dude, fuck you.
Yeah.
They're really proud of all of this work that they've done to take care of their health. And you're like, oh, I liked you better. Okay, yeah. No one actually asked you, for one thing. This is like an accomplishment of someone. And like, your opinion doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And it's a negative opinion, especially, where it's like, but I'm not like that anymore. So why would you even feel like, you know, this saying, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Right.
Like, those people would be like, well, it is a nice thing to say that you look better before. And that you don't need to do all this
No,
work to
it's
blah, 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 blah,
not.
blah. Yeah, I know. It's like, yeah, to totally tear down their accomplishments and everything because of your personal preference, because you're probably just afraid of women looking
Insecure.
buff, because then you're still attracted to them.
Wow.
And then you're like, oh my God, am I gay? No.
Yeah, now you're just being
But,
homophobic.
I mean, just to take
See,
away
here
from
we
someone's-
go.
Yeah, I know. I was doing it on purpose.
Like, I'm a proud homophobe.
Because I hate the gays.
Yeah.
For sure. Because I hate myself.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the
Yeah.
next Blair White.
Yeah. It's like, it's no winning with some people, especially for women. Yeah, it's like, okay, so I'm too fat or I'm too fit. I gotta ride this perfect
Yeah.
line so I can be soft and
It's
curvy
like,
and
oh,
have a
yeah,
nice body,
and that
but I can't
line-
be too curvy. It can't be.
And that
Yeah.
line was made by not
it doesn't
me.
matter what I want.
So fuck
Yeah.
anything that I think. Yeah. Well, let's. Gosh, I just feel like, oh man, this flew by because I've just been enraged from all of the current discourse that I couldn't even possibly explain correctly because I didn't have the tweets in front of me. But anyway, you'll come across it. So let's. I wrote down in here that we should return to politics L's every once in a while because it's kind of funny or odd. You know, we went over some of those last week, I think. And one that, good Lord. So we were talking about Andrew Tate earlier. I'm sure that everyone listening knows who that stupid loser is, who's now in jail. Thank goodness. Yay. Yeah. Oh, you're all for prison abolition until the ones that you don't like are in jail. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, do I wish that it was different?
Sure.
Yeah, but is it? No.
If we had a totally different system.
And if we're going to start
Yeah.
with someone, it's not going to be Andrew Tate getting
Yeah,
up.
exactly.
Yeah, fucking
Yeah,
right.
the first people I wanted to let out are Ghislaine Maxwell and Andrew Tate. Yeah. No, but so the South
Yeah, actual
Wisconsin
dangers to
the
society.
South Wisconsin Patriot League posted this meme that I'd kind of heard about. It said, history doesn't repeat, but it often rhymes. Hashtag free top G. Ooh, hashtag Black Lives Matter. Good Lord. So this meme, picture side by side of Andrew Tate and then Martin Luther King on the other side.
No.
And it says, Andrew Tate is the new Martin Luther King.
No, it doesn't say
And
that.
and it says incel is the new N-word.
No.
It says it. Spells it out with a hard R. And it checks the boxes on here. It says both of them fought for the civil rights of oppressed people. Check. Was hated by elites for his strong ideals. Check. Helped lift oppressed people out of poverty. Check. Was
Oh my fucking God.
was persecuted and falsely accused of horrible crimes by authorities. Check. Yep. Andrew Tate is
And,
the new
okay, so-
MLK. Good job,
Yeah,
South
I like-
Wisconsin Patriot League, posting the fucking
like-
N-word on Twitter.
How I also like the comparison between black people and incels, as if people are born incels. Yeah, that's
Well,
that's
some of them are
flawed
black
logic there, I'd
pill,
say.
right? I think maybe they need some more
Yeah.
of that sewer fuel. No, No, I have compassion for these people. But
I do, because they're all young.
yeah,
Except for Andrew Tate. He's just fucking stupid and has a small penis, so
oh my God.
neither of his heads work.
I didn't see this one. News 12, New Jersey. On December 26th, police started enforcing a teen ban at the Cherry Hill Mall. Teens must be with a parent or supervised by someone 21 years of age or older at the mall. That does not sound like a good idea. Ooh, hey.
Yeah, that probably won't let, give teens push them into other spaces that are less safe than the mall or whatever, like kids going to the mall and hanging out and
with
whatever.
People over 21.
What are they worried about?
Oh boy. Every teen must be accompanied by a Roy Moore at the mall. Yeah, good idea. Let's see. Yeah. Here's a very quick and easy and stupid one. Liz Cheney fan says, the American Navy must be massively expanded. That was just a couple days ago. Or Mike Belcher. God, fuck the guy who shares his name with the greatest dad on TV, Bob Belcher. But he says,
that's my Bob impression.
Fascism is a leftist ideology, and I'm certainly no leftist. What a moron. But so those are just the funny ones. I don't understand
the fascism and leftists. I don't really understand that, because fascists are like xenophobic nationalists, which is like pretty much definitely not what they say about leftists are like open borders and stuff. It's like well, I mean, there is no logic there. It's just really weird and dumb.
Yeah, because they just think, well, fascism means that the government controls things, right? And they're about censorship. With all you leftists are about censorship nowadays. Yeah, well, people like you should be censored, so shut up. But I just was reminded. I know we're already like at an hour here, but this isn't on Politics Els. But I just remembered seeing this earlier today. Have you heard about this Louisiana bill
Louisiana Bill's what they call me.
Yeah, well, Louisiana Bill is going to have some Billy Blue balls if he doesn't give all of his information to the state government, because if you attempt to not even like log into an account, but to access Pornhub.com, you must supply your driver's license or state-issued ID. Yeah, through like this service, this other app that like holds your ID information. Like
it's because they're about freedom, they're about freedom to do what you want, and you have the freedom in America to, pursue what makes you happy and to, not be censored and blah blah blah, but not when it comes to your own sexual needs.
Somebody think of the children. It's all about, of course, immediately in the tweet thread that I saw, oh, fine, so you just want kids to be inundated with porn. That's all you want. You want kids to see porn.
Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I say.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, because I want to watch porn, I want to show it to my niece also. That's all that it means, pretty much.
God.
For all of us leftists, we're like going around to playgrounds and being like, here, watch this DP with me. Come on, this will be fun. Because that's what we do.
Defensive
because we're
protocol.
Perverts. We don't actually have any satisfying sex lives and want to indulge in some of these consensual acts that people, I mean, there's definitely blah 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 problems with the sex industry and whatever.
Yeah.
But
there's a lot of things wrong with
people
pornography.
like to be porn stars too.
But
if a lot of it is wrong with it is because the culture surrounding sex anyways, because all these sex negative people.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and the patriarchy, the captriarchy.
Yeah, so here's at least what I had said to it. Let's see. Okay, just open the website, not only for subscribers, you can't visit the website at all without your state ID. Even if you're in Louisiana, you're not even from Louisiana, you have to sign up for this thing and supply something else to even access pornographic websites. And the bill,
isn't that a protected thing in the like the Supreme Court did some stuff with like being able to watch porn and
I
stuff?
don't know. Maybe it'll go to the Supreme Court.
Sort of a protected.
But
I thought that had already happened a while back.
Well, Louisiana's pushing
that
it.
Was something that has come
because it's already like this. And
so what if you don't have a driver's license?
Then okay, well those questions are answered in this thread. It's really archaic and stupid. But what was I gonna say?
What a pathetic
one
rule.
person's they're like, so
God,
is it just
talk about small dick
pornography?
energy.
Oh, and part of the bill is that because of course Pornhub is a large enough website, they've already implemented this stuff. They're like, and it's like, well, you have to go here, click this link for age verification, upload. Of course we won't share your data, and then it's all in the fine print. Of course, unless any of these third-party apps need your data, then we will supply it to them. It's like, yeah, that's the whole problem, you dipshit. I don't want to give you my fucking driver's license, you goddamn goofballs. But yeah, and someone, of course, someone's like, what, you want children watching pornography? And I said,
Yes.
or Inane Blather said, I certainly viewed it as a minor well before Pornhub existed. He said, the point is that minors now have access to thousands of hardcore porn 24/7. It's a huge problem. How do you not understand? And I said, I do understand that's a problem. I don't think the solution should be the one that's been implemented, wherein an adult must submit personal information to private third parties as enforced by the state itself. Sounds pretty stupid and terrible, to be honest.
Sounds like Russia.
I have a smart and beautiful child, and she has not accessed the multitudes of online pornography because I keep track of what she can access online. And someone's like, yeah, imagine being a present parent. Wild. And they said, well, many children have seen internet porn by the time they're 11 years old, which is true. And they said, you have no solution, so just admit it. And I said, outside of individual parental content control, you're right. I don't have a solution. I will admit it. So it's a good thing I'm not a state legislator. Like, what? Yeah, I don't have, no one asked me, so I haven't thought about it. But no, I don't have a solution, but that's not my solution. It's just straight up like
who have thought about
unconstitutional
it
censorship.
a lot, and they would have better ideas about how to handle this because, and the whole thing like about surrounding porn, it does like really, thanks a lot, Puritans, like the sex negative attitude
That's the wrong one.
in
Thanks a lot,
in
Puritans.
America, like
Yes.
exactly. That's why porn is a problem. Like being sexually active is not a problem. Being especially, you know what, kids that are like 11 and stuff that watch porn. I'm not saying I'm obviously not a proponent of kids watching hardcore porn without an understanding of sexuality and stuff.
No.
But it's like kids are like they're growing, and at that time, like prepubescent time, people just don't like to think about what kids, or they don't like to remember back to what it feels like to be like having these new feelings and like a sexuality coming to life, especially like young girls and stuff. It's like kids want to explore their bodies and blah, 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 blah. And if we had a better attitude about that instead of just because all of this, like, and all of this just like cutting it off, being like, no, you can't. It's like, well, so did you guys learn anything from Dare? That it totally doesn't work to just be like, no, that's like, it's just not it's a very complex issue that this kind of legislation is not going to solve a problem at all.
Like,
about
who
so what
could
is the
be
problem? The kids are
lobbying for
viewing
this
it?
legislation?
Or the kids are growing up
is ExpressVPN. They're like, yeah, do it. We're gonna put out some promo codes on Mr. Beast videos. Like,
it's like how people feel about porn and sex and women a lot of times is the issue, not viewing the porn itself. It's like so much bigger than just being exposed to pornography. It's such like a simple-minded view of human sexuality. And there are people who do dedicate their lives to the study of human sexuality and child development and all these kinds of things that would be I'm sure that the Louisiana legislature wasn't going to these experts. They were just like, nope, you have to put in your driver's license.
Yeah, it's just age verification, which it's like, I understand where you're coming from because that's just, all you're doing is just a
these kids are just going to get their mom's driver's license.
Yeah, it's just a ham-fisted way of trying to enforce the law that's already on the books that, that pornographic material is not to be purchased or accessed by people under 18. Like, okay, that's the law, but it's like, so this is what you do? Like, it's just stupid. Like, what are you talking? Like, not only could this possibly be struck down in court at some point, and then you're making people who are standing up for like civil rights look like fucking weirdos who want to show porn to children. It's like, God damn it.
Because
These
it's such a
people are
self-help.
Yeah.
Because all they're doing, what about the children? What about the children? I don't know. You guys are bringing up children an awful lot when you're talking about fucking.
Yeah.
Maybe you should
Well,
think
you know
about
what?
that.
What about the children? What about the children accessing porn when they're under 18? You know that lots of children have sex before they're 18. You know, that's a step further than viewing pornography as far as I know. But it's like, they do that too. Are you going to make them show their driver's license before they jerk it or what? Like, come on. Or they just have to close their eyes, I guess. I don't know. It's like, yeah, you have to put your VR headset on and watch Peppa Pig if you're going to do any of that. I don't want you seeing none of it. But I can't believe that I just missed earlier when we were talking about the South Wisconsin Patriots that it should have said, incel is the new...
The N-word.
Oh, that would have been perfect.
Nice.
Yeah. I didn't even know it.
Let's go back and let's just start
when
this
I was
over again. Re-record.
Just staring at that word on my screen, I just was like frozen. I wasn't sure how to go around it. But
God.
yeah, all I know is that that's the issue. This is what it's really about. It's about teenage pornography consumption, especially young men. I think Trump never realized that and all the Kleenex is exactly why
People have to flush their toilet 15 times.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Suck me from the
Nailed
back.
Suck a dick, dumb shits.
Stop.
Okay. Well, whew, that was one where I'm really self-conscious about how much I talked. I'm glad to vent with you. You're the best. You know that? Everyone
Yeah.
should know that by
I'm
now.
a good venti.
Yeah, you're a macchiato with how venti you are. Okay. And there's no response.
Awesome to the max.
And scene.
Okay. But either way, that little pun was...
Not good.
Oh, let's look. And everyone look forward to the comments show because I did another question from Inane Blather this time instead of from Demo, who, who he has read out before. But yeah.
Talking about our Lord and Savior,
Our
R.M.
Lord
Brown.
and Savior.
Oh, how I wish I could believe or understand that.
Well, I was going into this just feeling like...
This is absolutely lit. This is lit.
And then it turned out to just be...
Not good.
But no, I was really kind of worried going into this one because I'm just like, oh, my mind was racing. I don't know. There's just something, and it's personal too. That's the thing. It's like, I don't know.
That's why you have to go work out and do something cathartic to get like.
But I'd rather
physically, you
change
feel like
someone's
amped
mind.
and stuff. Well, it's a lot easier to work out. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, exactly. And you'll feel better just being debilitatingly sore than you will just thinking about
You'll feel better
the
and
people
you'll
that
feel-
were making fun of you on Twitter.
You'll feel more clear-headed after that, and you'll feel more confident in yourself
Yeah.
if you take care of yourself. And
I have been
that
slacking
extends
off.
to
These holidays,
like,
man.
your
Ooh, boy.
mental health.
I slept in late.
We're getting into the new
yesterday.
year.
Yeah. It's time to set some goals and, you know, make money, get pussy. No. But, yeah. I got to lose 20 pounds. No, but I have a goal to at least slim down, hit the gym. I need to read. I should set a goal and just say fuck it and like just actually pour through some books, Like,
Yeah,
at
I
least,
have some
like,
good
try to read 4
recommendations.
books this year or something. Because I do not
Oh, yeah, you
read
could
very
easily.
much. But,
Reading's awesome.
yeah, I mean, I read a lot, but not books.
Books are great.
Yeah, books are great.
I have a lot of recommendations.
Books are great.
Because they're fine, and it's great to be
But,
fine.
Drugs are fun.
yeah, so if only I could
I
combine those. I cannot read when I've smoked at all.
I think that the combination of drugs and book is called Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Oh, I don't
So,
remember him reading much in that book, but it is a great book. Yeah, I need to, yeah, I have a bestseller that Dad gave me for Christmas. That's one I can read. And I have a couple more that have been lined up as next books. And I was finally back to listening to Nixonland today, which is great. It's just, man, there's a lot there. Ugh. I'll be glad when I've got all of this political trivia and interesting storylines going through my head from 1968 once we get to the 2024 election season.
Yeah, I like historical fiction better. A lot of my friends read nonfiction, but I'm a fiction gal myself.
Yeah.
Personally. But I mean, I read nonfiction sometimes, but I really like a good novel.
Well,
and I think you can give a lot of
read
different
the book that I
perspectives
got
of lives that,
you.
yeah, you definitely couldn't learn.
Oh, you know what?
I know, it's on my table.
You know what?
You know what?
Okay, there we go.
That we're
Finally,
going way over
Yeah,
time?
we're going way over time, and I I wanted to tie all this together with something that I'd had written down from before, about how Mr. Arun Brown, R.M. Brown.
It's because you're an honorless, lying little turd.
He had mentioned on a Quament's
Our Lord
show
and Savior.
about Mark Fisher's exiting the vampire's castle, which
I don't have any idea what that even means.
exactly, but he had mentioned it, and then and it sounded great, and he's like, "Man, it's crazy how it seems to fit still today," and it came out in 2013. But you should read this and how it really ties together what we're kind of thinking of, what we're trying to discuss with these problems with online leftism, exiting the vampire castle. We need to learn or relearn how to build comradeship and solidarity instead of doing capital's work for it by condemning and abusing each other. This doesn't mean, of course, that we must always agree. On the contrary, we must create conditions where disagreement can take place without fear of exclusion and excommunication. Exactly. And this is from 2013.
A safe space for ignorance.
And you know what?
That's what I say.
Yeah, and you know what he's talking about? Fucking Twitter. This has been going on for 10 years in the online left. He even says, left-wing Twitter can often be a miserable, dispiriting zone. Like...
Totally.
Yeah.
Because you feel like shit when you're trying to do the right
What
thing.
these figures had said was sometimes objectionable, but nevertheless, the way in which they were personally vilified and hounded left a horrible residue, the stench of bad conscience and witch-hunting moralism. The reason I didn't speak out on any of these incidents, I'm ashamed to say, was fear. The bullies were in another part of the playground. I didn't want to attract their attention to me. And yeah, the atmosphere of snarky resentment is something he says. Anyway, we should...
And bad faith discussions.
Yeah, and I'd had this like kind of locked in for a couple weeks because I wanted to talk to you about it, but I hadn't read it yet. And then reading through it, I'm like, wow, it is really salient. And I'm glad that R.M. Brown had brought it up. And I just put like a tweet next to it where it was like, I said, stuff like this. Someone who had just written... The problem with the online left, breadtube, streaming, et al., etc., is that you all hate women and actively fight against our liberation. Hope this helps.
My God.
Simple as pie, baby. Probably one of the most openly hostile to women environments I've been in, like it's truly just unregulated misogyny on here. Who are you talking about? And even if that's true, like, which it's not, or even if you've seen something like that, like, why are you doing this? Anyway.
Way to do the right work for them.
Exactly. Yes. So it's something that I'll send you, and everyone that listens to this can read it if they haven't already read it. But this, Exiting the Vampire Castle is pretty good. The very few things that I'd written before. Far from being the only legitimate expression of such struggles, the Vampire's Castle is best understood as a bourgeois liberal perversion and appropriation of the energy of these movements.
Everyone's stupid except for me.
Exactly. Oh, here, I'll just read this one to finish it off. The privilege I certainly enjoy as a white male consists in part in my not being aware of my ethnicity and my gender, and it is a sobering and revelatory experience to occasionally be made aware of these blind spots. But rather than seeking a world in which everyone achieves freedom from identitarian classification, the Vampire's Castle seeks to corral people back into identity camps, where they are forever defined in the terms set by dominant power, crippled by self-consciousness, and isolated by a logic of solipsism which insists that we cannot understand one another unless we belong to the same identity group. It's unfortunate.
Solipsism.
Unfortunate and true. Yeah, it feels like, I don't know, maybe Mark Fisher's an asshole. I don't know. Well, maybe
he's probably a
maybe read the article.
He's probably a white guy,
yeah,
so he's a
he's
piece
a white
of shit.
male. So fuck his opinion is pretty much what people on Twitter say. So it's like, I mean,
sorry you were born into a body you
understand.
couldn't, you didn't ask for, and all those kinds of things. Sucks to be you. Kill yourself.
Is this person a white man?
There's no way for you to be an ally.
Is this person a white man, so their opinion means that? Or are they the entire white male power structure? Oh, they're not?
Yeah, let's start. Ooh.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, let's start
I'm
treating
making
white
the Curtis
men
Connor face.
like a monolith.
Oh, is it not
Like,
that,
because-
actually?
Yeah, let's start treating white men like a monolith, because that's what we want.
Because
we want
we're
to treat
big and
groups
strong.
like monoliths and paint with a broad brush, because that's the way forward, is to treat every white man like they're Hitler, every black man like they're some, I don't really want to say anything racist, treat every woman like they're this or that, because yeah, legit, it's like, so you want to treat white men like you're complaining that white men treat other groups. Cool. Because two wrongs make a right, and I think we've all established that. That's what the saying is. Two wrongs make a right.
The saying is,
and that's
two
the way
wrongs
forward.
make a right winger. Sorry, I had to burp right during my amazing thing. Well, anyway, to all those on Twitter that have any sort of different opinions from me, I say...
This is propaganda.
And that's it. So, I love you. Sorry for going on so long.
Okay, thanks for listening, Zach.
Yeah.
We love you.
Thank you for listening, Zach. and Kelsey. And Emily. Maybe she'll get this far. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Emily, blink 3 times if you're listening to this.
Blink, blink,
Wow. Okay. Woohoo.
These people
Real
are
time.
sick.
Okay. All right. I love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.